After the destruction of Melos, the Athenians resolved to send an expedition against Syracuse in Sicily, where some of Athens' allies were under threat from the Syracusans. The assembly had voted money to pay for their allies' help, and 60 ships were ready. Nicias, however, who had been chosen commander, was uneasy about the whole venture, and in particular about having Alcibiades as a colleague.
Athenians, although we are met to finalize our preparations, I believe we should still discuss whether we should be persuaded by foreigners to undertake a war that is not our business, or indeed whether we should undertake it at all. You are an adventurous people, and I know that no speech of mine could alter your characters. I only wish to show you that this is the wrong time for such adventures. Remember what you will leave behind you. Many of our colonies are in revolt, or in only grudging obedience because they fear what we did in Melos. Other states are openly at war with us, and others are only holding back because Sparta has still not committed its full power against us. Yet, under a specious pretext, we now aspire to control the whole of Sicily. But even if we were to defeat them, they're too far off and too numerous for us to control. The strain on our funds would be great if we go, and greater still if we stayed there. The Syracusans would fear us more if we didn't go at all, or if we did go, to show our power briefly and then leave as soon as possible. At the least reverse, they would despise us and gain more allies. Because of our past successes, we're enjoying a brief period of respite, which is good for Athens. And we should use the money and the manpower we have for our own needs, rather than send it to people who talk a great deal but leave the danger to others, who will not be particularly grateful if we win. I know that Alcibiades is delighted to have been chosen for the command because he hopes to make some profit out of his appointment. I grant that his public conduct of affairs is often admirable, and that he's a fine soldier. But I'm not the only one who is uneasy about something in him which I find unsafe, abnormal, unbalanced, and undemocratic. Rumors are always suspect, but it is unwise to ignore them. The blasphemous desecration of statues does not show a civic pride similar to that of those who made them. Nor should we take it lightly if, as we're now told, a serving general has blasphemously impersonated the high priest in a mock celebration of the mysteries. I grant that Alcibiades has a high and daring spirit, but you must forgive me if I think it too high, and suggest that the lawlessness of his private life does not persuade me that he is a sound man for great affairs of state. Is he a true Athenian? If he is, then I confess to you, I'm afraid for Athens. I appeal for support from the older men among you. Raise your hands against this proposal and vote in favor of leaving the Sicilians alone to enjoy their own country and manage their own affairs.
Athenians, since Nicias has, in all honesty, expressed doubts about my fitness for command, you must, of course, examine the truth about me. I welcome this, because it is important that we all act justly and wisely. I am willing to stand trial at once if you do not trust me, and to clear my name of these extraordinary rumors which Nicias touches on. You know, of course, they are concocted by those who dislike me, politically. When every petty action is scrutinized and manipulated as evidence of a revolutionary conspiracy, how can we act decisively when conducting needful affairs of state? What is this attack on me all about? Is it perhaps about my actions which bring honor to our country, and profit too? There was a time when Greece imagined we had been ruined by the war. But they changed their minds when they saw what a splendid show I made as your representative at the Olympic Games, when I entered 7 chariots for the race and took the 1st, 2nd, and 4th places. Such things do bring honor, and if they are done with style, they must also give an impression of power. Of course, it is quite natural that such magnificence should breed envy in smaller men, but I respond to these personal attacks more with laughter than resentment. Do you not think to the outside world that my achievements are a useful kind of folly, which bear witness to our strength, generosity, and spirit? Nicias himself does not question my military capacity. So why should he attack me? Do I criticize him? No, because I respect and admire him and welcome his experience. Is it any more fair that he should be afraid of me because I am young than it would be to doubt his capacity because he is not so young? No. While I still have the vigor of my youth, and he the reputation for being lucky, you should welcome what each of us has to offer. Why should we hesitate to attack the Sicilians when we can be certain that they will never join in united action against us? It is more likely that many in the area will join us because they hate the Syracusans. We have sworn to support those who help us in Sicily, and it is our duty to help them. It is the way we have won our empire, and it is the way that all empires have been won, by coming vigorously to the aid of those who ask for it, and by striking first to avoid being attacked ourselves. Remember what Pericles used to tell you. Everything soon wears out if it remains at rest, but in conflict it constantly renews itself by fresh experiences, not by speeches, but by actions. Everything in life is dangerous. If we spend our time trying to avoid danger, we will achieve nothing. Unless we grow, we will decay. Unless we live dangerously, we will soon cease to live at all. Athenians, we must go to Sicily.
After listening to Alcibiades, the Athenians became much more eager than before to undertake the expedition, being convinced he was their best commander.